The same New York Times Siena poll we mentioned earlier, where former President Trump is leading President Biden in 5 of the 6 battleground states. Stunning upward trend continues for RFK, right? Of those 6 battleground states, RFK very much within striking distance of both Trump and Biden in a hypothetical three-way race. RFK at a whopping 24%. Trump currently holding 35, Biden 33. This recent polling also has RFK actually leading the poll in voters under 45.
Yep, there you go.
RFK pulls down 31% among voters aged 30 to 44, just ahead of both Trump and Biden, each of 30. Fares even better among the youngest voters. RFK's 34% support, 18 to 29-year-olds, soundly ahead of Biden at 30 and Trump at 29. I mean, it is very hard not to take him seriously, and yet, as I pointed out before, the mainstream media continues to largely ignore him. I mean, in CNN's latest 2024 election poll, he wasn't even included. They only concluded a one-on-one match between Trump and Biden. Why does he keep getting ignored by the partisan media?
The second you become independent, you join my world, which is you become persona non grata, right? And the reason is the mainstream media is funded by the two parties, right? The consultants are, all the people are. The entire political industrial complex is funded by those two.
Funding as opposed to, I don't think it's about funding. I think it's about bias.
Let me be clear. No, it is about funding, and here's why. The reason why he does so well in under 30 is they're not watching mainstream media. They're watching alternative media. Alternative media is not funded by the two major parties.
Well, but again, that
alternative media is funded by eyeballs.
I mean,
well,
what you
it's
said,
the eyeballs.
But look, the traditional media.
I want to touch this piece. I run for office as independent.
Yeah.
Literally, I can go to people and say, "Why aren't you covering me?" And they will literally look me in the eye and go, "You don't buy ads." Literally,
They
they will
don't
say that to me. Yes, they literally said that to me.
I can tell you that's not true. I know, because I've worked at just about every network, and I can promise you, no one in the news divisions has ever said that to anyone.
Yes.
You may be talking to the sales guy.
Correct.
But I don't know why you're pitching the sales guy and getting on. But
no.
Anyway, but go ahead, Charlie. Yeah.
Look, this whole thing with the independent candidates, RFK Jr., the media can ignore him, but as I said earlier, most of the population does not want either of the two major party candidates. This ground is so fertile. This is better than 1992 and Ross Perot. And so that you got between RFK Jr., Cornel West will draw from the left. Yeah. And if No Labels, puts together a fusion ticket, there is going to be a massive amount of people not voting for the two major
But
candidates.
I think that they're going to take away all from the Biden side.
Yes.
I don't
Except for RFK.
If Biden is focused on turnout, as he should be as a Democrat, that's the concern. Because if you're focused on turnout and if you're focused on people of color, if you're focused on young people, those folks are going to, it's hard to measure that. This is unprecedented. Yeah, it's fertile ground if you want to disrupt an election. Let's be very clear. The reason why
they want a choice. They want to vote for somebody who's not too far right or not too far
fair enough, but democracy is on the line here, and the only one who wins in this situation is Donald Trump. So the reason why the newsrooms are ignoring RFK, other than the fact that he's a conspiracy theorist, an anti-Semite, let's go on, is that he is a disruption to democracy, and things are too unstable right now.
To the status quo, which is the reason why we're here now.
Okay, so you think RFK
is better than any of the status quo people without question?
We're 1 year away. You think RFK can build a massive operation to beat both the Democrat and the Republican Party, who have organization all over the country?
The fact that you say that is the problem.
But there's a reality of politics.
The reality of it is, if they don't get 270, then it goes to the Congress, and there's a chance anybody could win if it goes to the Congress. The point is getting enough electoral votes to when neither side gets 270. That's how any independent could win.
You sound like you're going to storm the Capitol right now.
But the point
I'm going to storm the Capitol like that.
But that was their strategy. I mean, like, these are disruptive strategies.
We don't know how these candidates are going to impact the election. We don't know. We think that RFK will take from both sides. We do. But the No Labels candidates, say you have a John Huntsman, Joe Manchin running in Texas. I would argue that ticket would probably take more from Trump than from Biden, because there are a lot of disaffected Republicans in Texas who will never vote for the Democrat, but will vote for a more reasonable candidate. And other red states.
Utah doesn't like Trump very much.
Nebraska, Kansas, I'm looking at red states.
Now,
if you look at this from a few swing states perspective, maybe like a Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, you might assume that Biden will be hurt, but I don't think we can say that. And the other issue is we simply don't know who that candidate will be yet.
Right.
So it's all speculation.
Are they going to run a 50-state campaign though? That's what I want to know.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to secure ballot access at
They're
all 50
trying.
states.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.